In today's lecture, we are going to learn communication process and functions of communication. Now, first of all, we are going to discuss what is communication. Communication is sharing of information between two or more persons. According to the Keith and Davis, communication is passing of information and understanding from one person to another. Communication is used by every individual in day-to-day life to share ideas, information, thoughts, opinions, to understand others and to develop relationships. Communication is a word derived from Latin word that is communis. Communis stands for to share or common. Here communication also stands for the same meaning, that is sharing. Now we are going to learn communication process. There are 6 elements in the process of communication. They are sender, encoding, channel, receiver, decoding and feedback. Let's see these elements of communication one by one. Number 1 is sender. Then who is sender? Sender is a he who sends the messages. Here sender's role is very crucial because sender starts the communication process. In the absence of the sender, the communication process cannot take place. The second element of communication process is encoding. Encoding is writing, typing, speaking or mentioning non-verbal signals is encoding. The sender encodes in order to give information or take information. Then third element of communication process is channel, a medium through which we get or send messages is channel. In everyday life, we use various channels such as mobile, TV, radio, telephone, etc. Here sender has to be very careful because the channels he uses for the sake of communication process are in proper condition, because faulty channels create barriers in the process of communication which leads to the misunderstanding of the receiver. The next element of communication process is receiver. Receiver is he who receives or gets messages. Sender wants either to give or take information from the receiver. The next element of communication process is decoding. Then what is decoding? Decoding is reading and understanding of the message. When the receiver gets message, he starts decoding process. This process of decoding is absolutely under the control of the receiver. Here, the lack of knowledge of the receiver can hamper the process of decoding. The last element of communication process is feedback. Feedback is a reply given to the message. Feedback is also important element of communication process because in the absence of feedback, the communication process cannot take place. Here you can observe on the screen that how communication process takes place. First of all, sender takes initiative for communication. As per the need of his communication, he encodes. Then he chooses a communication channel and sends messages to the receiver. Then receiver gets message and he starts the process of decoding. And later on, at the end, he gives feedback to the sender. Now we are going to learn functions of communication. There are 6 functions of communication. They are inform, control, motivation, persuasion, decision making and emotional expressions. Let's see these functions of communication one by one. Number 1 is inform. Then what is inform? Inform is sharing of information to the others. For example, teacher's explanation of new concept to the students. Benefits of inform are sharing of knowledge and education and awareness. Second function of communication is control. Then what is control? Giving instructions and guidelines to the others is control. For example, teachers' instruction to the naughty students to follow discipline. Then benefits of control are giving guidelines and error correction. The third function of communication is motivation. Motivation is encouragement given to someone. For example, teachers' encouragement given to the student to achieve outstanding score in an upcoming examination. Then the benefits of motivation are boosting morale and building confidence. The next function of communication is persuasion. Convincing someone to do some type of behavior is persuasion. For example, the salesperson's persuasion of the customers to purchase the product by highlighting its benefits. Benefits of persuasion are changing of opinions and resolving conflicts. The next function of communication is decision making. Then what is decision making? Decision making is making choice from the options. For example, a team leader's discussion with his team members to decide objectives of the project. Then how decision making is beneficial? Decision making is beneficial for reducing uncertainty and problem solving. The last function of communication is emotional expressions. Emotional expression is expression of emotions, feelings and sentiments. For example, if someone says, I am very happy on my birthday, then it is expression of happiness. And how emotional expression is beneficial? Emotional expression is beneficial for reducing stress and for mental health. In this way, we have discussed communication process and functions of communication. Thank you.